Money FM 89.3. Best of breakfast. Companies to watch.
All right, to buy or not to buy? That's the question of the day as we turn to the companies to watch with Dan Coe.
Good morning, Audrey. Glad to be back after 2 weeks.
Yes, good to see you, bro.
Yes, and certainly good to see you on the hot seat for companies to watch. That's a segment where we spotlight and stock you up with ideas of listed companies that calls for your attention. So we're looking at market trends to risks, as well as hidden gems or warning signs to steer clear of. 8855-0893, text us and tell us whether you think it's going to be a hot or not. All right, Audrey. 1 quarter can change everything.
Yes, that is true.
It could be a coin. It could be the time taken for a company to make certain changes. And for C3.ai, that's once touted as a rising star in enterprise artificial intelligence. It's a moment that came this week for them. Are you familiar with the name C3.ai?
I have to admit, not really, but I'm familiar with its CEO, Thomas Siebel.
Oh, okay.
Of course, he's just not any other founder. Before C3.ai, I believe that he built Siebel Systems into one of the giants of customer relationship management before selling it to Oracle for almost $6 billion or something. So he's got some serious enterprise tech credentials, which is why expectations for C3.ai were sky high from the start. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And I believe that his expertise in artificial intelligence has also played largely well to how C3.ai has performed at the start. Well, the company specializes in enterprise AI software, delivering a platform and pre-built applications that businesses across industries can deploy to accelerate digital transformation efforts. And they serve, a multitude of sectors, including energy, manufacturing, utilities, healthcare, defense, and telecommunications. Basically, C3.ai was built from the ground up for AI. That contrasts with legacy software vendors that are merely adapting old systems for AI integration.
Okay.
So enough with the hard terminologies and jargons. We're going to dive into why they're making news. And it does seem like, the company is worth watching and perhaps even consider investing in for now, particularly in this era of accelerating AI adoption. But the latest headlines, they're not exactly boosting optimism for the company. In fact, the company has stunned Wall Street with a big revenue miss, reporting sales roughly 33% below expectations.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and that shocked investors as well. We've seen its stock just falling down more than 52% to $16.72. And of course, from its IPO price, it's also down about 82%. So as you can tell, having gone from sky highs of $45 to $16 now, I think it's definitely killed some optimism.
Yeah, and this isn't just a 1 quarter kind of blip because C3.ai's revenue growth has been slowing for several quarters now, and the hype from the AI boom in 2023 seems to have faded fast for them, and the market is questioning whether they can turn all that buzz into consistent profitability.
Yeah, catastrophic is what analysts have called it, and this marks a sharp reversal from the company's brief status as an AI market darling back in 2021. So if you look into the details, generally accepted accounting principles, that's GAAP for short, had losses from operations and is expected at between $124.7 million to $124.9 million, with non-GAAP loss forecast at more than $57 million. Now, as of the end of July, the company held about slightly more than $700 million in cash and marketable securities. And according to CEO Thomas Siebel, he called the performance completely unacceptable, pointing to disruption from a global sales shakeup, as well as, unfortunately, his own battle with his health.
Okay. So are they looking to have a leadership change over at C3?
Yeah, we haven't really exactly seen a change or succession plan for Thomas Siebel, but the restructuring has begun in new leadership or senior leadership levels, including the likes of the executive vice president, which has been taken on by Rob Schilling, chief commercial officer John Kitchingman, as the General Manager for EMEA and Jeff Cosboom as Group Vice President for North America East Sales. So a lot of changes in their leadership roles now.
Yeah, and I think that's a big deal, you know, when a founder CEO kind of steps back or there's a big change to the lineup, it can shake investor confidence, especially, you know, if the market thinks that the vision and execution are closely tied to that person. And to my point, I think Thomas Siebel carries a lot of weight in this space. And if, you know, investors sense that something's wrong and he may be taking a step back, that's when confidence can take a hit.
Yeah, certainly so. Well, the search for Siebel's successor, it's begun since last month, but we haven't exactly gotten an update on who that might be. But Siebel did express guarded optimism that sales could rebound in the second quarter. Analysts, meanwhile, not so sure. Some, in fact, warn of more pain ahead. And several analysts also criticized the results, downgrading the stock to underperform from neutral and warning that business trends were likely to worsen before they improve eventually. So target price slashed from $25 to $13. That's adding that any talk of a merger would likely remain off the table. We've also got Wolf Research keeping its own underperform call and a $15 target, flagging the lack of updated guidance. And according to LSEG data, it seems like the broader analyst community isn't exactly bullish either. The consensus from 16 analysts is a hold, with a median price target of $27.50.
Okay. So what I remember with C3 is that they made headlines recently for providing AI solutions to the U.S. Air Force and to Shell. So some big contracts we're talking about. But the challenge is those don't always translate to predictable recurring revenue, and that can be a big red flag for investors.
Yeah, and they're faced with a lot of competition as well. If you look at Palantir Technologies, they've entrenched itself in government and defense work with its, Gotham and Foundry platforms, now upgraded with generative AI. So if you just put this into the broader picture, I guess it really doesn't paint a really good look for C3.ai, especially in an age where AI is pretty much the talk of the town for most businesses today.
Yeah, and the big cloud players are rolling out so many new features at breakneck pace. And so if C3 can't keep up with this kind of like ready to deploy scalable solutions, it risks becoming a niche player rather than a leader.
Yeah, many questions remain, but the question for me would be, what would be the verdict for today? Well, for me, I'm going to go with a not.
Womp, womp, womp.
What about you, Audrey?
Yeah, I think I'll have to go not on this one as well. I'll call it a speculative play at best. I think if you believe in a turnaround and you have a strong stomach for volatility, then you might, nibble at it. But for most investors, the combination of slowing growth and leadership uncertainty and stiff competition makes it a not for now.
Yeah, we've got lots of other AI options out there anyways. And at least according to TipRank's Yahoo and Barron's, as of the 12th of August, they're all giving it a hold rating. Okay, that would pretty much wrap it up for our analysis of today's stock in focus, C3.ai. Now, Audrey, here's a fun fact about the company. Now, it made more makeovers than a reality TV star. So apparently, it wasn't exactly called C3.ai, because when it debuted back in 2009, it was known as a plain old C3. Helping clients make sense of new carbon policies. Then it became C3 Energy Management, after it's about helping its clients use energy more efficiently. In 2016, it changed into C3 IoT after jumping on the Internet of Things. And in 2019, it rebranded yet again, finally to C3.ai, just in time to ride the AI hype train.
Okay.
So I won't hold my breath on when they might change their name again.
C3PO?
Perhaps. So what does PO stand for?
No, it's for the Star Wars droid.
Okay, all right. All right, Audrey, so why don't AI researchers like nature?
I don't know. Why?
It has too many bugs.
Okay.
So why did the AI go on a diet?
Because it was... I don't know.
It had too many bites.
Oh my gosh.
And that's all we have for C3.ai.
Before acting on the information on Money FM, please consider if it's suitable for your own investment objectives, financial situation, and risk tolerance. To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.